Hey, what's up, YouTube? Let's see here. What happened? Versus Danny the Swift Garcia versus Lamont Havoc Peterson. In my opinion, it was a great fight. Lamont Peterson had a great game plan. He made Danny look so slow, man. Jeez Louise. I didn't think Danny was that slow. You know what I'm saying? So, him being yeah, I mean, he stuck to what he had to do. Like I said, Danny Garcia is he sticks to the basics. He kept swinging and throwing his punches and everything like that. He was consistent. But Lamont, oh man, I thought I never seen Lamont Peterson box like he did. Versus Danny. Like I know he can box, but usually he ends up banging. And that's what he ended up doing at the end. And it was the Evid, I guess you should call it the Evid flow, whatever. It was very consistent. He started off boxing and looks like he gave up a couple of rounds, maybe like between round and four he gave up, but he boxed. He just jabbed or whatnot. He threw the right hand sparingly, but I guess if anybody likes, aggressive fighters, Danny kept on pressing forward. He was landing a lot of body shots though, but he just wasn't landing anything clean. And if he did land the right hand, Peterson was rolling off of it. He was rolling with the right hand. So anyway, it didn't stop Peterson from doing what he was doing. So I mean, Danny was aggressive. He saw effective aggression, and then you got ring generalship. So I don't know. I think that's it. From what I saw, both of the guys weren't doing much of anything. Except Peterson. If he was scoring defense, Peterson looked great, man. He made Danny look like a chump, because Danny Garcia wasn't cutting off the ring or anything. It's like you want to use that triangle theory, because these guys got common opponents. An opponent in which is Lucas Matisse, Lucas the Machine Matisse, right? So Matisse, he bangs out Lamont Peterson. I don't know if Peterson was scared in that fight or whatever like that, but he should have done what he did in this fight was get on that back foot and jab just a little bit. But I don't know what happened, but in that fight, but except for Peterson getting knocked out, that's pretty much what happened anyway. But and then you got Danny versus Lucas Matisse. I guess Lucas Matisse. He comes for the kill, and that fit into what Danny does. Danny just had to move around a little bit, pick his shots, and he was able to be that counter puncher. It looks like Danny's like a killer the way he swings those punches. They haymakers. He swings for the fences, but for the most part, to me, it looks like he's waiting to counter. Like he can wait to counter because he's trying to time you when he's swinging those when he's throwing those hooks, especially that left hook and stuff like that. He throws the right hand, he throws it sparingly, and so he's just looking for you to get into his wheelhouse, and he's looking to counter. Because again, Danny's not that fast, and he has to plant his feet. So if you saw the fight, you see Lamont Peterson dancing around and stuff like that, and it looks like Danny had to like plant his feet every time he threw a punch. He had to stop, And so, anyway, what do you have in the fight? Lamont Peterson, he starts off slow. He's sticking to moving, and then he just, man, I guess Danny was getting frustrated, but he just those punches weren't having the same effect because he starts standing in front of Danny and he starts pressing the action. After round four and like 5 and 6, you can see him just, start landing those right hands. He starts throwing those right hands, and all of a sudden he's like just picks it up, and Danny gets winded, because Peterson starts throwing those body punches, and he's just standing in front of Danny. Danny, fires off like Danny does combinations. And Lamont's just like, with the high guard, he's just blocking it, dipping under the hooks. Then he's like banging the body. He's going up top, and he's just like letting off shots. If Lamont had some power, I think he would have at least got the knockdown and probably got the nod in this. Danny won by split decision. I wouldn't say Lamont Peterson exposed Danny. Maybe Mauricio Herrera did, exposing Danny. But to be honest, to me, Danny probably lost a fight here and there. It's not on his record. It's not on the record. He's 30-0 as of now. But to me, Eric Morales busted him up with a jab. And when he fought Eric Morales, to me, they did Eric Morales wrong, man. Eric Morales, to me, I beat Danny Garcia and who was that? Not Danny Garcia and Maidana. Marcus Maidana, that's who it was. Jeez Louise, I can't put Danny Garcia and Maidana to me, but they had open scoring. Especially on the second fight, I think they had open scoring. When Eric Morales fought Danny Garcia for the second time, and I think both times they had open scoring, and he just gave up, man. He just got wiped out by Danny Garcia, so he just gave up in that fight to me. But to me, he was winning, and the open scoring just sort of like just messed him up. Because if you think you win in the fight and whatnot, and someone tells you it's like, oh, he didn't win that round, and you got like 3 knockdowns. I'm over exaggerating, but if you got like 3 knockdowns in a round, and the judge is telling you, oh well, even though you got 3 knockdowns, you knocked down an opponent. We're not gonna score those 3 knockdowns. You got the round, but you only get like a 9-8 round. Or you out jabbing the guy, you moving the guy, and you know in your mind that you won that round, but judges tell you, he's like, oh no, you're down, you lost this round, or you lost that round, you lost this round. So after a while, it started. To me, open scoring has a mental effect. But anyway, there was no open scoring in this fight. So yeah, I'm just rambling on, but there was no open scoring in this fight, and it would have been nice if Lamont Peterson won. I think he should have done more in the first couple of rounds. And Danny didn't do much either. He didn't do much. That's why it was a split decision. That's a split decision. Because Lamont did more late, but to implement his game plan, he had to give up some rounds. I don't think he had the power to get a late stoppage. If he did have that power, he would have got Danny out of there. Because Danny, I think he's gonna have to give up them belts. I don't know what he's gonna do. Because after the fight, he's talking about, yeah, we can do it again, but it has to be at 147. So he's gonna have to give up those belts. Let's see what kind of belts he got. I think he got the WBA, WBC belts. And since the Mauricio Herrera, he hasn't defended those belts. So he fought Rod Salka and Lamont Peterson, both at catch weights. The first catch weight was at 142 against Rod Salka. The second one was at 143. So he's having trouble making 140. I don't think he's gonna make it because he's a big guy anyway. But anyway, he did his thing at 140. You can kind of say he's a overachiever. So, and then the writings on the wall, it's not gonna get any easier. You got Thomas Delorme. He's fighting Terrence Crawford. Crawford supposedly beat Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia in the amateur. So I'm looking at BoxRec right now. Terrence Crawford doesn't even have a belt. He's like the crown king at 140 right now. So he's got him over everybody. He got him over Rancis Bartholomew, who just moved in. He's a former champion at 135. He had trouble making weight, and yeah, Danny's gonna have some trouble. I think everybody's got Danny figured out. And then if he goes up to 147, it's not gonna be easy there. You know, you got Mayweather. And hey, that's probably next for Danny. Floyd Mayweather. I don't know anybody says he deserves to be there, but he was, the man at 140. So, I don't know what's next, man. I don't know who you guys got for any suggestions. What does this do for Lamont Peterson? I think he's. I would like to see him maybe against Ruslan, maybe Adrian Broner. Him and Adrian Broner, Peterson Broner. Come on, man. Humberto Soto, he's out there. He's game. He's got like 2 wins in a row. I saw him. He just beat up what's his name? Who did he just beat up? John Molina. I mean, that's not. I mean, it's a win. But that's not his fault that John Molina just loses. He's just a punching bag on his last out. But anyway, Peterson looked great. He looked great. He ain't had no scars on his face, nothing like that. Danny, he looked like he was been through hell and back. Wish him luck at 147. I want to see both of them again, with or without a belt. I want to touch bases on that. People are always talking about, there's too many belts and stuff like that. I'm gonna, make another, I guess you call this like a podcast or whatever like that. I'll make another video on this, about this belt. So I'm gonna get off that right now. I'm just gonna end this and say, good luck to Lamont Peterson and Danny Garcia. I was entertained, man. Y'all gotta watch that fight. It was a great fight. I thought Lamont was gonna like pull off the upset. He was close, man. He had Danny on the ropes. Danny was like, you think Danny had Lamont running, Nah, man. Lamont had Danny running. Then Lamont was like, you ain't doing nothing. He was just like, and then, they was going at it. And Lamont was like, doing a little, boxing moves with his feet, a little shuffle with his feet and stuff like that. He looked so confident at the end, those last 4 or 5 rounds, man. Lamont was like, this is mine. And Danny looked like he was frustrated. His dad was worried and stuff like that. So it was very dramatic, man. It was a great fight, man. A lot of drama in it. So because the influence, you just know that this fight means something. You know what I'm saying? Even though there wasn't any belts on the line, this fight really meant something because it was just some great fighters, man. So it was just championship boxing, man. Okay, all right. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.